everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sasquatch Secrets. I'm your host, Nikki Colon. I'm back. I am finally back from my whirlwind tour of Canada, of the west side of Canada. And it's good to be home. Good to be back in El Paso. It's hot. It was hot up there. Let me tell you, it was hot and humid. Definitely could feel that up there. But so glad to be here. And look at you guys just floating in here, waiting to hear what's the dog barking at. Let's take a look and see who's in the chat. Let me go to the top over here. So we had Sandra in first. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you. Hope everything's well with you. Relic hominin, just popping in briefly before my bedtime. Let me tell you, bedtime is, I relished it when I came home. For sure. I actually got home walked in the door about 12:30 in the morning, Thursday morning, and slept most of Thursday morning and just got up and had a pajama day, sat in front. I put on Elvis shows, Elvis movies, and I just dozed off and on all day on Thursday. So who the heck's at the front? Well, I'm busy, so they can go away. So Sandra, Relic, Rabbit, how are you? Good to see you. John Ayers, how you doing, buddy? Hope everything's going well for you. You're feeling okay. There's Jen. Good to see Jen as always. Robert Denduin, how are you doing? Ristel, good to see you. And there's Bill. There's Finding the Trackway. Who, what, where? I have no idea anymore. Good to see you though. Grass is here. Grass, where are you? I don't see him. Did I miss him? Is he blocked? I don't know. Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Thanks for staying up. And who else we got? Oh, there's Grasshopper. Hey, wake up. Wake up. Oh, hey, Deb. I hope you got your little gift. Did he forget? He better not have lost it. I sent you a little something. Lockbeard. Watched him earlier today. Good to see you. Hope I didn't miss anybody, but if I did, you know I love you. Thanks for coming to the channel and supporting me. You didn't forget. Good. So yeah, we made it. We did it. And you want to know something? The time went like that for me. 10 days, super fast. It went very fast, especially the shindig part, Wednesday through Saturday, Sunday. It was fast. You know, we'd get up, we're walking, we're doing sightseeing, doing all that stuff, and then it was night, and then it was, you know, it was fast. Everything went super fast. And I'm glad that I decided to stay those extra few days to hang out with Thomas. And he gave me an opportunity to take a really amazing look into his life. And I'm so grateful that he allowed me to do that, because he did not have to do that. And tootle around in all his files, you know, he's detailed. I got to tell you, his files are detailed. They are organized. There are logbooks upon logbooks of where to find what you need to find. I just had to say, well, I'm interested in looking at this. And he'd look at his logbook and he would go to the file. He would go right to it and pull it out. So that was pretty amazing. I mean, I got to look at his photo collection, which I don't think I took any pictures of because, they're personal photos. They are photos of John Green and Renee DeHinden and anybody else you can think of that he, researched with. Um, Tessa, I don't think I did see you in the chat. Anybody see Bat Mom in the chat? I don't see. Let me look on this side. I don't see you. What happened? I haven't touched anything for 10 days. Well, I saw you the other day in chat on one of the lives. No bats? She says she's here. Hold on a sec. How am I gonna do that without ruining the... I'll have to open a whole new thing and check if something happened. Are you're actively trying to get in, Batmom? Hold on. Can't have that. We can't have the Batmom not here. This won't take but a moment. I will have to go all the way to my... Crystal, what did you do? Welcome to the Secret Sleuth. Thank you so much. I'll be starting to drop some videos in there real soon for private viewing. And then loaded to everybody else probably the next day. Hold on, I'm getting there, Batmom. Hold on, I have to go to my channel. I have to open up another thing. You guys should still be able to see me. I'm already there. I just have to go to... Where do I have to go? Settings. What? Oops. Oop. Wrong place. I need to go to manage. We'll figure it out. Let me look at what happened. Of course, if it's not me, there's nothing I can do. Okay, now I go to here. Where am I going to... Community? Okay, let's look at it. Oh my God, but I have some... You are on there. How did you get blocked? Okay, now try, Batmom. Now try. See if we can see you now. You were there. My fat thumbs probably blocked you at some point. There, there you go. See, it was me. Unblockable. Blockable. I don't know. Somebody accidentally blocked you. Could have been me. Could have been one of you all. I don't know. We got you. We got you. I'll have to go through and every now and then you have to go and double check, because it's super easy when you're on a phone to accidentally knock somebody out. So there, you're back. That didn't take very long. Oh, it made me allow you to say boobs. No, I took my Nightbot does not block anybody anymore. I put it on the lowest settings. Now I just use it to remind people to sub and hit the like button and stuff like that. It was just that one time, guys. That one time I had Nightbot was crazy because it was on a higher setting and it just didn't let any. It hated grass that day. Oh my gosh, for sure. Anyway, um, well, it's good. Everybody's here now. So Jen did it. Jen did it. Oh, um, so what was I talking about? So yeah, it was a great trip. And like I said, it was fast, but I came home and I was pretty exhausted. Pretty exhausted. Had some issues with a couple of bug bites that got infected on my arms, and my ankles were swollen. And so I had a doctor's appointment. I had already had a doctor's appointment. They wanted to see me when I got back. And yeah, I got checked out. They weren't worried. They said, nope, feet up for a couple of days. I'm holding water. And sure enough, yeah, by Saturday, um, everything was fine. I couldn't even take my rings off. My rings were stuck on my hands. I had to put Vaseline on to get my rings off by the time I got home on Thursday. But yeah, no, everything's back to normal, and so it was all good. Uh, Lockbeard, that may have been okay. That's last month. I've been on enough drugs. I may have been trying to say hi to Pet Mom. Oh, so John's taking blame. John's taking the blame. It's okay. You're back. You're back. That's all that matters. Um, but yeah, so it was a fun-filled, everyday active. I did something. We hiked, we talked, we ate. We didn't eat as much as last year. Last year we were having breakfast and dinners, and this time breakfasts consisted of a protein bar and coffee, and we were gone. And but it was amazing, it was fine. I made a couple of good meals, and Mike the Howler made a couple of great meals. And a lot of people, we were on our own doing our own things. Um it all still worked out. There were some issues with one of the campsites when we first got there that I had to chase somebody out of one of our sites, but it all worked out. I paid for it. I have the proof I paid for it since like March or February. I had paid for that site. So had somebody a little pissy at me, like, well, it's showing this is empty. you know? And I'm like, well, it's not. It's my spot, and I have the paid proof right here. So that type of stuff. Well, you're gonna have issues. And I'm like, well, bring it on. He was just mad because he wanted that spot. And it was right when we got there, before Brent or Track got there. So thanks, John. Yeah, I made some chicken fried rice with soy garlic chicken and some egg rolls. And that came out really good. We ate off of that like 2 days. I made so much. And the next night Mike made oh shit, what's the name of that meat? Dang it, Mike, are you here? What's the name of the meat? He skewered up some meat and he made it like Brazilian style on these huge skewers and rotisserie it, you know? And he would cut off slices of meat and then put it back on. And then when that cooked, he'd slice more off. Oh my God. I don't think Thomas could stop eating it. He just could not stop eating that meat. And I made some charro beans or borracho beans. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but it's kind of like beans with chorizo, um, chorizo, hot dogs, and uh, jalapenos and bacon with onion, all like fried up. And then you put the beans in, and then you let it simmer, and it was delish. I'm sure we were all farty that night, but it was delicious. Let me tell you. Bread. um, and we ate off of that too. We're lucky that night we actually left the beans out on the thing all night. And it was cold enough because in the morning when I noticed we had left it out, it was congealed on the top. So it was cold enough. It didn't spoil. So I had them for breakfast the next day. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. I found the one angry Canadian. I did. That guy was like mad. What can it even on the little post in front of the spot, it said reserved in red and white. It said reserved. And the whole park has been reserved for months, you know? There's like one spot here for a day and then one spot over there for a day, but blocks have been purchased for a long time. And I have pictures of some of this food we ate and stuff like that. And I think Brent took pictures of the chicken fried rice. I don't know if I did because I was busy cooking it, you know? So I don't know if I have any of that. I have yet to download my camera, which has over 150 photos. My GoPro over here has, I don't know, 20 videos on there. And not that many, probably 15. They're smaller videos, so it's not like I know there's 1 hour one from that night with Thomas. I put it on my head just in case. Look like a nerd. But and then a couple of short ones on my infrared binoculars. But I don't know if you guys will get to see all of that. Some of it was just in case something happened, you know. A lot of it's gonna be boring because there was nothing really to see. But I'll put some videos together for you guys, you know, to see some of the stuff we did and got to see Grass's sighting spot, which was really interesting where it is and how it is up on the hill. And you can just picture it. Everything you could picture what was seen and why he saw it that way. And you know, it makes a difference when you go to these sighting places for sure. Um, yeah, 99.99% boring. You know, you're just walking and everything looks the same. All my videos look exactly the same. Like it's just repeat, you know, looking out the window and or walking, it all looks the same. So you'll get a couple of videos out of it. Nothing, absolutely nothing will compare to being there and experiencing every single day, of course. So, but let's see. Let me put this up here. So that Renee DeHinden Kokan beer sign was in Thomas's house. It's a full-length sign that he had, and I took a picture with it, but it's in his right off his kitchen. So, and that photo in the background was when we were driving through the Rockies. Searching, there was 2 reflections that I had to do a double take. There was a lot of stuff to do double takes, but like we saw the eye shine, the red eye shine, and it was just 2 reflector lights that somebody had put. Because you're in Bigfoot country, people like to play pranks. He warned us about people doing that in Sasquatch Provincial Park, where they would put up red reflectors. But I didn't see any in the park, but down, in Mission, that's where we saw the things. And we looked at the video a little bit, and I can't see on the video the 2 reflecting lights, but from my eyes, I could clearly see the two dots up there in the hillside, which make you go, whoa, oh shit, it's a joke. It's just, that happens. It was pointing up to, yeah, probably was pointing up into the trees. I'm short, so it should be level grass. Maybe somebody taller would be up there. I don't know. I found myself with too much stuff. I felt overburdened with my phone, with the GoPro, with the IR, with the camera. I was like, what do I use today? What do I'm going to use? It was just so much stuff. I don't know how Trackway does it. I mean, now I know why he has everything put on his head so he doesn't have to handle all that crap. But I don't know. I think my way of doing it is a little more simplistic. I'm just looking for my own answers and my own citing, pretty much. I'm not really looking to prove it to anybody else. I guess, I'm to that point where it's just yeah, it would be great if I got something on video, but look how harsh we are on people who have videos and show them. We don't care, most of the time we're poo poo on everything. Me being one of the, one of those people. Um Hiding in the trees, yep. Um I have a ton of cameras, but they're for passing out to others. A spring wound 16 millimeter camera is needed. Yeah, maybe, lower tech. Even with all that tech, it's just cumbersome. I'm not strong enough to carry all that crap with me. I found it hard enough to carry what I was carrying. I know Brent, one of the points on one of the on the Deer Lake Trail, I was walking point, and Brent's like, turn around, and I'm like, I can't turn around. I don't want to put my back to the darkness. So I know he has a full picture of me and what I had with me, but crazy. Your head has to be on a swivel when you're out there in the dark, and there's a bear in the area. There was a bear sighted on the next camp over. Camp site, because there's many little campsites within the park. It's not just one. So the bear, yeah, it's the bears out there, and Not a whole lot of grizzlies, but they are around. More brown, more black bears. And we saw hardly any animals while we were out there at all. I saw a couple of deer, a dead deer, a dead coyote. Um, there was signs of bear. There was some poop in the road. Some people prefer the bears. They're the ones, I don't know. I'm That's the known animal in my head that I know can kill me. So, I had spray. I had pepper spray on me. But you still don't know. You still have to be careful, and I'm sure Brent was missing his pew pew, because he didn't have that with him. So, but other than that, things went there were issues. We had a lot of cart problem issues, which made things more difficult. But that happens. Like, you just deal with it. As far as Mike and me and our trip through the Rockies, seamless. Um, and of course, it's just, it's picturesque. Every single picture I have, it just looks like a postcard, pretty much. And a lot of my photos are on my DSLR, the big camera. So these are just a couple that I pulled off my phone that I could pull off fast. But I'll start downloading that stuff and seeing. I thought I had corrupted my file from the Jacko site, from the Chapman area, but I found it. It just looked different than what I was expecting it to look like. The beginning, everything has a thumbnail. It didn't look like what I thought it should. Um, yeah, Batmom. Um, Lakeland, Florida, two bears. Mm. And howitzer. Oh, uh, my husband wants me to carry my gun when I'm out there at the on the mountain. Um, no, I haven't uploaded anything. I just have a few pictures that I got off my phone. Um, we were fortunate enough to finally get a hold of Leon and arrange to have dinner with him. So we met up with Leon, and he looks really good. That's Mike and his two girls there. And the one on the right, he actually walked into the campground that we were staying that night. He helped us find, and that was the first moment we met, pretty much right there on the right side there. And we talked a lot, and we went out to dinner. We took him out to dinner, and it was really enjoyable. Now, I have to tell you, there's no video of Leon except for a little bitty video that I put up when we were walking out of the restaurant, because our conversations were very personal and private. So sorry. I did not I intentionally did not feel like putting a camera up in his face. So um that didn't happen. Just a few snapshots and stuff, but it was good. Yeah, he was moving around and walking. He also had vehicle issues. He was gonna try to make, the shindig, but his alternator went out, so he was actually driving a friend's vehicle. Um, but yeah, he looked good. He was talked well, he just needed a break. He needs a break from stuff online. He's been doing documentaries. Just so you all know, he has been busy. He moved out of his place into a new place, and he's been involved in like 4 documentaries. Not all of them Bigfoot. Okay, they're not Bigfoot. They're other things. So he has been busy. He's just been too busy for us. No, but he's okay. He's good. Um, that once again, the one on the right's from going through the Rockies, and there's a little gnat over here, and the other one is from Rainbow Falls. So we had gotten in Thomas's little sandbar, the little green truck he has, the little Japanese truck, and we were at the very big entranceway of the park to see Grass's sighting area. So we were up there fooling around, and it's very steep, and I'm like, no, we can't get up there. And there goes Brent. It's just like a monkey crawls right up in there. And I'm like, well, now I want to see, but I was wearing my Crocs. I hadn't even changed my shoes yet. My happy shoes. I call them my happy shoes. And went around the corner. I walked all the way down a ways until there was a place I could get up on, and then I tried to make my way back. But it's just the ground there is not like Mount St. Helens. It's not hard. The ground is soft and you sink, and there are sinkholes. You can't get off trail because I fell. That first night we went out, I walked 2 steps in off the trail and I sunk into a hole and kind of fell. Slow mo style. I was like, I think I'm falling. I have yet to see if that's on video. I think it is on video of me falling. But I swear Brent said, "Are you falling?" But I don't know. I can't remember the whole thing. Um It was Nikki, and yeah, and then so I wander. I have a tendency to wander, but I really after that day I didn't wander because of how dangerous it really is off trail. But because I know Brent made a comment at some point. I don't remember when it was, but you got to watch her. She likes to wander, you know. I think we were talking about radios or something. And but yeah, for sure. Uh, we came down. Somebody passed, went, and we were getting into the vehicle and driving, and then this truck pulls over and kind of indicates that they want to ask us something. So we pulled up alongside, and it was Trackway, and I was like, "Oh, it's you!" So then he followed us all the way back to camp from there. Yeah, these are my cheap Crocs would make my feet hurt, but these are the real ones and they don't make my feet hurt. But I just was wearing them to travel, okay? Because we had just gotten there, so they were on, in the car on the road coming and um so that's why they were still on. And I even asked before we left, I go, do I need to change my shoes? Because I thought we were just doing a quick road trip to the end and back. And Thomas Brent jumped in the back. So he was just sitting in the back of his little truck. As long as we were on the park, we were hoping he wouldn't get in trouble for sitting in the back. Um, but yeah, Steve, it a fun from. I had a great time. It was a great time. A lot of laughs. I had a couple of very poignant, emotional moments. We'll get into next week. Um, we don't have to talk about it now. Um, Nikki, my question above, your question above. Nikki, did you see the pole and the street cone that Thomas put up? I did not see it. They found it. Thomas and Brent were up there. Brent found them. Okay. Thomas had been there earlier and could not find the cone, could not find the pole or anything. Like 2 weeks prior, he had been up there and couldn't find it. But Brent went up there and he found it. The thing is the cone isn't orange anymore. The cone is white, I guess. And it was just 30 feet away from where the pole is or something like that. I didn't make it because I didn't have the right shoes on to make it across that terrain. And it'll make sense once I show you the footage because I think I did do footage there. But I saw the area. And I'm sure Brent has all that footage. He had his big old camera. So I'm sure he's got great footage of that. But I walked up as much as I could in the shoes I had on, and I had no pole. I had no walking stick with me. So I just went up a little ways. I thought I could walk over there, but that was my first experience with the type of terrain. Um, I mean, we were on the corner on the edge of the road, and I could see up, and he was explaining right up there. I could see the whole area, but you couldn't see the cone from down below. Um, when Thomas takes off on foot in a car, good luck keeping up. Yeah. The Crocs I got are very comfy. Oh, the Crocs. Yeah, they are. But once after that episode, the Crocs got put away and I just had my trackers on. So I was good after that. But I bought the most comfortable ones. I mean, I didn't eat, I've been wearing them a couple weeks prior, trying to break them in because they were new, but I didn't have to. They were so comfortable. My feet didn't hurt at all the whole time. It was my legs were giving me a hard time after the first day of walking. Um that hill is all pine needles and dirt built up over decades into a soft mulch. It in holes. I mean, you're like want to walk and you think it looks solid and you just sink. Your foot just sinks. So you have to be very careful where you place your foot when you're walking on stuff like that. Which in the dark, yeah, it doesn't happen. Brad. Oh my God. Grass. I fell in love with Brad. I really did. He is so awesome. He took me on a 4-hour bush track and it was amazing. It was amazing. uh, what a crock. Yep. But oh, I can take that off. There's Track and Thomas and Jerry. Jerry was amazing too. Oh my gosh. We had an amazing conversation one morning over coffee because everybody was asleep. And but I didn't record it. I didn't even, yeah, you know, stuff like that happens and you're like, dang, I wish I had that conversation on on video, but it just happens, you know. He's a pretty amazing guy. For sure. Oh my God. The lookout was amazing. Fell in love with that lookout spot. It's just like you're in the thickest bush, you know, going through Face Slap Alley, which is completely overgrown. Uh, I kept telling him, Brad, there's no road there. You're going through no road. He goes, there's a road. He's real calm. He goes, there's a road. You know? And I'm like, this is not a road. And I'm like, your truck, your poor Hummer, you know, it's just going to be demolished. And he's like, that's what I bought it for. And it was cool. And then all of a sudden you pop out onto a road and, you know, you go up a little further and there's this amazing look out area and where, you know, they used to have their little discussions up there. It was it, I hope that the video will prove how thick it was uh up there because I got 30 minutes of slap Face Slap Alley and the bugs because I we were going at such, you know, an incline that it was overheating the truck a little bit. So we turned off the air conditioning and had to put down the windows. And he just barreled through Face Slap and the branches were coming in and they slapped me till I had to put the window up in the heat. And I went, oh, what's that? And I pulled this big old green caterpillar off my neck. And then I felt something in my ear and it was a beetle. And then about 15 minutes later, this little bitty spider came tracking down off the bill of my hat, lying right in front of my face like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was cooler. He was not so geeked out. Yeah. But he was all into the Jacko and um Chapman area, you know. Oh my God, yeah, I had so much DEET on. At that Chapman area, Brent was like, Nikki, do you have any bug spray on you? Because they were eating him up. And I said, yeah, I brought some. So he put it on. And then later on, when we were going to the next site, he was like, Nikki, what did you give me? I wiped my face and my lips are numb. And I was like, 98% deep. Don't rub it on your face. That was funny. Because it's true. You touch your lips and they go numb. You know, you're not supposed to put that stuff really on your skin, but hell yeah, I did. And I still got bit up. But we got to see the exact area, you know, at the Chapman place of where the Bigfoot came down, where it crossed, how it happened. And it always makes more sense when you're in the place. Yeah, for sure. He did. And then Brent had some jerky and, you know, he shared it with us on our way and then he tucked it in the back of the seat because he was sitting behind me. Well, I guess he forgot it there. So the next, well, a couple days later, actually, Thomas found it. And he was picking me up to take me to the airport and he goes, "Tell Brent his jerky was delicious." So yeah, that was all good. Oh my God. On the way um to Bellingham, you know, we were crossing the border at Abbotsford and it was one dude sitting at a booth, you know, and we were driving through and I'm like, "Oh shit." There's a big sign that says no fruits or vegetables beyond this point, whatever. And I had an apple that I had grabbed from breakfast. And I was like, "Oh shit, where do I throw this?" You know? So I ate it. It was a small apple, you know, one of those hotel apples. And I was eating it as we're getting up to the line, and the guy does his spiel, fruits, vegetables, and I go, "Just this apple I ate right now." And he looked at me and he goes, "Okay." And he waves us through. And that wasn't the, oh my God. There's another story too. After we get through the border, and we're doing good time. It took us all of 5 minutes to get through the border. I was never checked. None of my stuff was checked. Um, Nothing, you know, I was waved, we were waved, I was waved through. Anyway, as he dropped me off at the Bellingham airport, which was like the smallest airport I've ever seen, cute as a button, 4 gates, A, B, C, and D, and that's it, right? And I'm sitting there and it's too early for me to check in, which is fine, you know, better be late than early than late. So I'm just sitting there and checking my mail and doing stuff and like half hour, okay, after I got dropped off, here comes Nikki. You know, and I look up and here comes Thomas. I'm like, what the heck? What happened? They're not letting you back into Canada. When we were at the gate at the crossing, he handed me his passport and he had my passport. But something told him to just take a look at his passport before he got to the Canada entry. So he had to flip around and come all the way back so we could exchange. So he was hoping that I hadn't already passed through because had I been there 2 or 3 hours, I would have been able to check in and go through security and been at the gate. But I couldn't because we were there early. So I was sitting in the front where he could see me. That could have been a mess. Um, he goes, "I gave you my passport. I have yours." I'm like, "What?" I didn't even look. When he handed it to me, I assumed it was mine and I stuck it straight in my purse. Well, good thing he didn't get all the way to the border. Would they have confiscated mine? ow, look, I still have all kinds of really big bites, and they're super itchy all over. Um, yeah, so that could have been an issue, but good thing he looked before he got into line. And I go, "Were you already there?" And he goes, "No, I halfway through something told me just to take a look at my passport, and I did, and it was yours." Like, holy crap. Well, you're lucky you found me right here. They didn't even check. I had jerky and I had sunflower seeds, and you're not supposed to cross with seeds. What they get. Then your ordeal began. Oh my gosh. Missed my flight. Well, that was the thing. We wanted to be there early and have plenty of time in case there were any issues at the border, but there weren't. So, I mean, there was two people in front of us that went super fast. That guy at the border looked like he hated his job. He looked like he hated his job. So, hey, Big Snake, welcome. Thank you for finding me. You can go and check out my content. Today's just a hello, how everybody doing? I'm just came back from a 10-day tour of Canada. The big round table will be next week. Hopefully everybody can attend that one, and we'll try to get everybody on. They're still letting me know about schedules, so we'll see if it's next week or the week after. Friendship Bridge was an easier cross than that one in Washington. Dude was weird. They took your car apart. They're saying stories that when they take your car apart, they don't have to put it back together. Is that true? I would be so upset. I would just sit there crying until they put it back together. Oops. Why does it not? Is that it? Did I only have 7 slides? Probably. I just threw a couple of slides in there. Um, I'll have some more, by next week. That was the longest border crossing I've ever had, and I crossed with a boat at Friendship Bridge. Wow. How long did it take, Trackway, for you to cross? Um, what was I going to say? And coming into Calgary, it's all automated in the beginning part. So you just flip your passport onto this kiosk, right? And you put it down and it scans it, and you pop up, and then it asks you some questions, and you say yes or no, yes or no. Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you whatever? You answer the questions, and it pops out a piece of paper, and then you walk out, and the person at there's a security person, and they look at the top numbers or something. And she looked at mine, and she goes straight to baggage. She goes, "You go straight to baggage. You go to window number 1." So I went straight to baggage, and I got my bags. And then after the baggage, there was another security or a customs guy, and you just hand him the thing. And I kept waiting for him to want to look in my bag. I had protein bars and beef sticks in there, just a couple, for the trip. But I thought they would take them away, and they didn't even look. They didn't even care. And because I had a big bag and a rolling bag, and then uh, um, I got a question behind the scenes, and it asked me, would I move to Canada? Canada is beautiful, and I could see myself there. If I were rich, holy cow, you have to be making money to live there. That's the one thing that off put me about the whole thing was the cost of living there. Um, yeah, no, too expensive. It's way expensive there. And yeah, wouldn't do that. I don't think I could do that unless I was a millionaire. If I was, I would. And you know what I'd do? If I was a multimillionaire, I would move up to Harrison Hot Springs and open a new Bigfoot museum, a big one, not just to honor the four horsemen, but to honor other researchers who have spent a long time. And we're talking about the Buckwas, we're talking about those other people in the Bigfoot community who have given enough of their time and their efforts, who deserve a spot on a wall. I would open a new thing. I would also go through all the hoops and try to get expeditions, kind of like what Bill Miller had, because it was an amazing experience. I would pay, $75 to do that trip that I did. So, and it could totally be, and yeah, it's touristy. It's catch ya, that's what it is, but that's the business. But I would do that. And let me tell you, Thomas has enough to fill up a whole ass building. His photos alone are amazing. Candid photos of Renee DeHinden and John Green and Abbott, and just amazing, Daniel Perez, bunch of pictures with Daniel Perez, and oh good Lord, just a lot. Back in the day, land was cheap. We almost bought an island in Ontario for $100K. Gas is ridiculous. Yeah. And Canadians line up the pumps here usually on Sundays. It would have been $75K in the US. So good Lord, it is expensive. I walked into a liquor store because I just wanted something, I was going to buy a small bottle alcohol to toast with at the shindig, and I about had a heart attack. I'm like, wait, what? For a case of Texas twisted tea, which is like $13 here, and a small bottle of bourbon, it was well over $100, which I could get for $25 here, And yeah, the mosquitoes, they're a whole breed of their own. Ooh. And when we got there, it wasn't too bad either. The mosquitoes didn't seem too bad. That Saturday and Sunday, because it was warming up. You know, it was really warming up and they were starting to swarm. So I think that's when I got bit was Saturday morning. I got before I had put on any new application of DEET, I got bit big time then. And they bit through my clothes, my shoulder and my back, my legs when I had even pants on. Uh, but Thomas definitely had dreams of purchasing this particular building that we passed on the way from Harrison Hot Springs to Mission. He goes, and if I had money, I would buy that building right there and turn it into a Bigfoot museum. And then on the way, we also stopped at Kilby, BC, where there is the Kilby Museum, Heritage Museum, which was really cool. That was a cool little stop to take a look at the John Green exhibit inside of that. And I went live for the whole thing. So it took us about an hour. I think that video is about an hour long, and you'll find that down in the live section. Oh yeah, Trackway, let us know. I think probably Florida was probably worse. But these mosquitoes hurt. They were painful. When they bit, it was a throbbing pain. And now they're itchy. Oh, you know, almost 5 days later, they're itchy. But initially, the first day or two, they were hurt. They hurt. Trackway had one right in the middle of his forehead right here that looked like a. I had one too there too, but it wasn't as big. Yeah. You could tell that they're this it's the Canadian mosquitoes were just coming in, you know, because from Wednesday they weren't as bad as Sunday when we left. Definitely, because you could see little swarms happening. Yep, you were a unicorn. Lemon balm leaves. A Gandhi dot. Blood sucking buzzards. Yeah, pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And Sunday or Saturday night, I kept hearing something. We left the garbage out, but what it wasn't a lot in there. Was a couple of cans, you know, and Mike must have gotten the garbage and then rolled it up and just shoved it in the bottom of the garbage can. Well, in the middle of the night, I was hearing something going through the garbage again. But totally could tell it was a raccoon. But I was so tired, I couldn't even get up to look at it. I knew what it was. I could hear it chittering, and I could hear, you know, it trying to get the can out of the garbage. And so, you know, once you identify something, I fell back asleep. I literally, once the little sounds were had left, and in the morning when I woke up, I thought I would find the garbage out again, and I didn't. It had stayed inside there, but you could see all the little handprints, little feet prints on everything, you know, from where it had been. And then Thomas came and we packed up and I left with Thomas. And I guess later that day, Mike took a picture of the little raccoon. And it's so cute. It looked like Rocket. Uh I don't have that pic. Do I have that pic? I have that picture on my hold on. I should have it right here. Oh, no, it's not going to be. Wait, where's it going to be? Here, I think. I can find it real quick. Because it's so cute. I should have gotten up. I probably would have scared the shit out of it. I was really so close to it. It's thinking. Hold on. Dang it. Where is it? Geesh, Mike, we text a lot. Okay, wait a minute. There he is. Found him. Found him. Oh, I should make that bigger, huh? How do I do that? Like that? Oh, nope. Oh, jeez. Want to make it bigger. Want to make it bigger. What we do with that? Look, just a little dude. It's probably he had his shower julka in that little creek behind the raccoon. There's a little creek that ran by our camp, and that's where we were getting water from. Good thing he wasn't there the rest of the time. Might have chewed up his cords. So that's he's cute. He's so cute. Let me see if I can find to take that down because I don't want I don't know all the photos, you know. Let me see. Oh, this one and this one? Okay. So I can share these ones. There's one photo of us at the Chapman. And then there's photo at the Jacko site. A dog man from far. Man, it was hot. Oh my god. It was hot that day. Had a mini heat stroke that day. Mm, it was hot. If it hadn't been for the guys, you know, taking care of me, I don't know if I'd make it. The last little few yards, man, I had to take a hold of Mike's arm because I was getting dizzy. It was so hot. It was so hot. And I don't know, Trackway, could you smell the creosote, the oil, that was bothering me too. Cause you're walking on the tracks and there's some of them are just covered in this black oil, you know? Ugh. And then I got it all over me. I don't know how I got it all over me. And that stuff just doesn't wipe off. It's on the bottom of my shoes. And it's like that. We were going around corners that you had, Thomas was like, come on, you gotta go. You gotta make it all the way to the other side of this because, trains come through every 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm really gonna die. What do I do? Oh, so you had to hurry. You couldn't just like leisurely. You had to just make a steady go at it. And then when the train came by, and I have that footage too, uh, yeah, it brought back some memories for me, and I was like freaking out. Yeah, that black stuff, that's crazy. Yuck. It was yuck. Mm. Hold on, somebody's texting. Oh. Mm. Oh, Mike had it too. Yeah. Well, I tried to avoid those the tie what do you call them? I tried to step over the really bad ones, but I'm little legs. I could not a double step over the track. And it was so rocky. You had to walk on the tracks to not, you know, sprain your ankle. Thomas's car would be hot, but cooled off so quick, and I was out. His car was hot. He didn't have air conditioning in his vehicles. They were hot. And Mike offered for me after the Jacko site, he offered me to go into his truck so that I could get air conditioning. But I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And just no food and hot and trauma. We stopped at a little place to get something to drink, and I got me some electrolyte drink, and I felt better after that, a lot better. Take care, Rabbit. Have a good one. We'll probably be ending it here pretty soon. I got this cool little dude, my little sassy here. Except this arm right here is irritating because it's like pops out. I'm gonna have to figure out something. Um, I've got some gifts next week. If we have the roundtable next week, I've got a few gifts to give away. I brought back. I bought a pin at Harrison Hot Springs Museum. You see that? And I'm gonna figure out how to raffle this off. And a couple of bracelets, and I've got a map signed by all of us. That Trackway gave us a bunch of maps, and there was an extra. Two, I think there was two extras, unless somebody didn't get one. But I think everybody got them. That I can also figure out. I don't know how I would get it to somebody because it's big. Let me see. Whoa. they kind of look like this. Of the area. Can you see it? And we've signed them all, and it was a really cool idea that track had to do that. There was another one too, but this one's mine. Big one of the area. And on this one, I'm gonna be not on this one. On the little one, I'm gonna mark the trail that Brad Trent took me up, like that. He took me up along this area all the way up. Now, as of yesterday, the area we actually went up caught on fire. So I don't know what the status is. I haven't checked the link today to see if it was already managed or if they're going to let it burn. But very sad. I'm glad I got to see it before it burned. Poster. Yeah, it's really tough though. It would have to be like one of those big tubes because it's tough. So I don't know how I would do that. We'll see. No encounters. You hear stuff, but that's not an encounter, you know. There were parts where we were like when I was in front and then I heard something and I'm like, okay, Brent, it's your turn to be in the front. And he went in the front. And then a little while later, we heard a large crack. And Brent stopped and looked back and went, Track, you're the one with the thing on your head, you go in the front. So then he switched and went to the front. Because we were literally on the side of a mountain. To the right of us was a drop off. So you could not run or anything that way. It was drop off. And to the right was the mountain going straight up. So I don't know about them. I was focused directly ahead of me and to my left always, kind of. Yeah, and it's going to take us a while to upload stuff and get it going. You're going to start seeing, video here and there. My intention is not to do it up as big as I did Mount St. Helens, just for the sake of time, and it'll have an intro and an outro, but the middle I'm just going to try to keep as unedited as possible, and you're just going to see the raw footage. I may cut it in some places because I'm bad at videotaping, okay? So there are parts where for like a hot 5-10 minutes, you're looking at the floor. I'll cut that out, unless there's something being said or something. But that'll be the type of edits I'll do, is just stuff that make, of it in my pocket or, crazy stuff like that. Because I do that. If there's something I need attention to, this hand tends to just go down and I'm focused on whatever I need to. All kinds of stuff. Yeah. And it's a lot. It's too much. It seems like too much for nothing. I don't know. At one point, an hour into the walk, we stopped so I could take a rest, but there's no place to sit out there. They wanted me to sit on shit that was going to break apart and I was going to go flying off the side. Okay. I'm like, I am not sitting on that. You get a grip. I'm not. But there was this creepy little dead spot with an overhang that I saw a dead tree coming down off the mountain. And I thought, I can lean up against that. So I walked in as careful as I could. I said, this is a good enough spot to go dark. So we kind of went in there and we were dark, but not for very long. It was super creepy. Oh, I'm sure there's some butt video in there. I haven't looked at it all, so I can't tell you. We kind of were separated a little bit, but I'm sure there is. Might have some trackway butt in there too this time. On fire? No, it wasn't because of Brent. Um, Walking, yeah, we were walking on the rim. I just never been in that type of substrate before. So spongy and it's just I don't know. Can't walk on it. You can't walk on. I couldn't walk on it. Mm, that's funny. We'll see. I have to look. I'll have to look at as I look through because I'll have to go through all the footage, because sometimes I say shit that people can't hear. So I do have to go through it and make sure, it is edited. That stuff is edited out. Who knows? We could be talking about Jay Fritz or who knows? We don't want that to get out. A bug compilation. That's funny. No, you can't do that. That's bad. That's bad. But it's funny, but it's bad. It migrated. That's funny, Trackway. Um, and then I hope you all got to see the interview I did on Tuesday night with Bill and Thomas. And that was amazing. It has over, I think it hit 2,000 views already. I'm not sure, but that was good. Um, gotta stop scratching my mosquito bites. Actually, all my lives from out there did pretty well. Mm, Bigfoot through the tree, probably. Who knows? Let's see what else. I'm gonna see if I can put out that face slap video pretty fast. Where that should be on my phone, but it was a half hour long, so I need to hook it to my computer and get it over. Probably take forever if I just download it straight. Well, I might be able to. If I do it overnight, download it overnight. Put out where? What do you mean, Trackway? You don't know what all's been put? Not much. Not much. I put out little bitty things of me and Thomas, and that's it. I mean, just a few things that were on my phone that were small because I've got an hour long on my phone and a couple 30 minutes and a couple of 20-minute ones. But stuff that was 2 or 3 minutes that, I could upload that really fast. Cucumber juice? This morning I put honey and it helped a little bit. They're just super itchy. That one's really itchy. Well, there's two right there, and there. My bruises are gone from when I fell. I did end up getting bruises. Mm, nope, for sure. What else? There's nothing really else, huh, Trackway? Nothing. I mean, we could talk about more stuff next week, when everybody's around. Um, it helps the itch. Sure. But I promise we'll get everything out eventually in our own time. And it did go by fast. And I was there 10 days and it went by fast. I swear, it felt like I had just left and I was coming home. Except in Thomas's hot house. Oh my God. He doesn't have air conditioning. And he's a pipe smoker. So the first day was fine, but by the second day I couldn't breathe. What the heck? Why are you on there? Um, I wish I could have stayed. If he had air conditioning, I probably would have made it, but not with the smoke, with the pipe. And the pipe doesn't bother me generally, but overnight it got to me. A matter of fact, I had like a I had to clear my throat, and I'm like, that's got to be from the pipe. So I'm like, he goes, "Oh, I won't smoke it," and I'm like, "No, this is your place. It's not my place. You can smoke it if you want to smoke it. I'm just telling you, I don't think I can stay. I'm gonna have to get me a room." And I found a place just down the road. I'm lucky that I found a place because I guess Mission doesn't have that many good places, but I found a Best Western. And I got to go on one of his rounds. That was fun. Got to see what he does to work and stuff. There's never enough time to do everything you want and spend time with people you want. Yeah, Jerry's a nice person to talk to. And I wish you guys would have gotten to meet Brad more because oh my God. Yeah, you would have loved that trip we took for sure. But hence it is gone. Look, I even have my notes from my interview. I wrote them on the back of a sightings report that I had taken to talk about. And oh, that way. And I needed paper. I still have that. Mm. How many ended up showing? Uh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. Wait, 8. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 9, 9. And Jason from Renaissance Man was supposed to come to meet Brent, but he never showed. It was actually just enough, because Thomas couldn't take a bunch of people to these sites. He had permission, but the more people, the harder it is. So it was just enough people. I know, Trackway. You've been all over the place with Florida, now Canada, Washington, um, New York, all over. You're all over. And that's what I'm thinking of doing next year. is I'm going to take driving trips though. And this October is the Texas Bigfoot conference. I'm thinking about doing the dinner with Meldrum, but I don't know. We'll see. But not this month because I broke the bank. We're just going to get through these next 2 weeks here. And I have Canadian money. I have to go exchange that. Like $100. Got to fill up my tank with gas. We had good sites. They were pretty. They were very pretty little sites. But there were a lot of people there, you know. 26, we're planning something out. I ain't driving non-stop for a change. I ain't driving non-stop for a change. What? 2026, we're planning something out. Oh, you're planning something out. I ain't driving non-stop for a change. Okay. $199 then. I don't get that either. Whatever you're talking about. Um there's a lot of other stuff, but I need to wait for the guys to all be around. Right. And I need to get a smaller tent just for me. But I want it to be a cabin tent because the tent I had was great. It fit me, the cot, everything. But I had to really duck in, and under. And I would like something I could stand up in. I'm only 5'5", so it's doable. I need a cabin tent, smaller cabin tent. And I know they make one that pops up and everything. So I think I'm going to get me one of those. When I'm going overnight just up into my mountains, I sleep in the back of the cab because I've got a sleep system thing back there. All I have to do is put up my latrine. Everything else stays locked up in the truck because, if you're hiking away from your truck, some idiot's going to come, test your car doors, right track, lock your shit up. Hammock tents. Yeah, no, I would roll out. I would roll out of one of those. I have some really good hammocks, though. I have two. Air tents? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where you just stick the battery in and it does, but have you noticed how the fronts sag in a little bit? I noticed they kind of sag a little bit. But I do know what you're talking about, and those do look amazing because you don't have to deal with no rods. Yeah. People don't know how to leave your stuff alone, you know? As a cot type air tent. I don't know. Those are kind of small. I don't feel that safe in a little bitty thing like that. But by the end of the day, trying to crawl out of the tent is like, oh my God, ow, my back. But Bill Reed, who's also amazing, he brought me a little cot. So it was perfect, And then Mike had me some blankets and a pillow, and Bill had me a sleeping bag. But it was too hot. There was like 1 hour in the morning that was a little chilly, and then it started to get too hot, and I had to be out of the tent by 7:30, the latest, 7:30, because as soon as the sun was hitting, that little tent just heated up. So I needed to get out of it. Be surprised how much some good stuff out of Temu. I mean, my IR binoculars that record and take pictures. I didn't even take pictures because there was nothing to take pictures of, number one. But it's kind of cool that they do all that on Temu. I paid like $40 for it. And I thought, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it did work. Modem and a laptop. Oh my gosh. You're back. I think Brent's tent was one of those pop-up ones, wasn't it? I don't know. Um, you said earbuds, and I'm looking for mine that I put. I don't think I even put them on this morning. It just froze again. Ha! Time for a new laptop. Laptops are only good for 2 years. I have a really big blow up mattress, but those, you get a hole in those out there, you're SOL. Better to have the cot. And then Brent let me borrow his little mattress pad thing, and then he forgot it. So his tripod and his cot pad thing, his mattress pad thing is at Thomas's. But he says he's going back next month. I think Brent has it that he's going to go visit the Randy Brissom site of where the head, which one I'm talking about, the head, where the head is, and do some stuff, do some filming there. This one, he wants to go to that stump there, and we know where it's at and everything. So, which reminds me, have you seen the stupid shit that came out with the Renaissance Man? His latest expedition, the girl caught a Bigfoot. This one, that's a Bigfoot right there. I can't even believe people are like falling for this shit. That's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. What? Last time I slept on an air mattress, I had fallen into the lake and thought I shattered my arm. Dang. Oh, I thought tree. Randy Marsh. Looks like something I've seen from another on Facebook. So ridiculous. People believe that shit. They don't even want to believe their own eyes. But then they'll start saying, well, then you can't see spirit. Whatever. You can delude yourself however you want to. I even know that's not a Bigfoot. You even know? How do you know? You would say, how do you know? Her first whoop? I thought I heard a whoop up on that trail. Oh, wait. Track, you said you thought you heard a whoop, didn't you? But I didn't know I thought I heard a whoop. But then later you said you heard a whoop. I don't know. I think it was that screech owl. Well, you said barn owl. I'm calling it a screech owl. But remember that one spot right there where that owl was at? So I got to go back and listen for that too. Because I see pareidolia and everything. That just looks like a stump. Good one. That's a good one, Bat Mom. It wasn't even a fuzzy stump, right? It was a stump. Well, now that answers the question because he did a video with this gal and said, and she had her sighting and blah, blah, blah. Well, that was her sighting. So that's baloney. Well, folks, we're coming up in an hour 45, and I know that Steve-O is going to be having his show on Squatch DTV coming up next. So we'll probably go ahead and call it here. And this is all it was, just a little chit chat. And let you know that we'll be coming full blast. I'll try to get everybody in for next week. I think we all needed a little break, and who knows if you'll even start seeing stuff or not. I mean, I'm hoping. I think I have things a little more organized this year, but you still have to wait for stuff to download, and put out as much as we can and share as much as we can, but not this weekend. Maybe next weekend I can get up to the mountains and do a little hike out there too. I'm not sure because I got some stuff I have to take care of because school is starting in a couple of weeks. So I got stuff I have to do. I'm still working on stuff from Joe's. Oh gosh. You're never going to catch up. Never going to catch up, Track. But yeah, so whoops. That was crazy. So I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, and we will for sure. I'll see you in the next chat in about 15 minutes and see what Steve has to offer. But love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.